The views and opinions expressed in this broadcast do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions of WBGR Network. Any questions or concerns about what is said should be directed to the show host, whose information will be provided upon request.
Welcome to I Am the CEO Show. I am your co-host, Eric Robinson, a.k.a. The Soul Motivator. And today, I'm joined by my co-host,
Mr. James Burrell, a.k.a. The Professor. What's happening?
Woo! James, last week we had a dynamite show.
Fire.
We had the owners of the Washington Fusion basketball team on. And James, I had a chance to go to that game. Man, it's mixed gender basketball.
Man, was it on fire?
James, it was on fire.
Man, I missed that, man.
It was on fire. I'm telling you, they got a phenomenal product. The whole thing, the entertainment, everything was on fire. It was on point.
Wow.
It was on point. And and I bring that up because today's show, we got a gentleman that's equally, I don't know, I won't say equally. I don't put it in comparison, but this gentleman is going to bring the heat. We got a legend, and he's going to bless some people out there. The information, I already know the information that he's going to provide is going to flat out change somebody's life.
Set somebody free.
Yeah.
Today it's going down.
It's going down. He's going to flat out, and then more importantly, James, what I like about it, he took time out. He said, Eric, man, listen, I want to get this information to the people.
Yeah.
He was out of town, North Carolina. He said, I got up at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Came from North Carolina. He came here. Came straight to the studio to deliver this information for the people. See, when you get somebody like that, I don't know. It's a game changer.
Yeah, big time.
Because a lot of people who got information, they don't share the information like this. So I know y'all are waiting. I'm driving this home. I want y'all to like, comment, share, tell somebody. We're going to talk about the money, how to fund your dreams, how to get the capital. James.
How to get the bag, baby.
Come on, break it. See, I'm talking at a high level. Some people, how to get that bag. Y'all know exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We're going to share that information, but more importantly, oh, man, I can't say no more. We're going to take a commercial break. Like, share, comment, tell somebody, host a watch party. Make sure some people you know get this.
Make sure this thing go viral.
Yeah, this is one of the shows that got to go viral.
Ones, man.
It's going to be the one.
Yeah.
So, and we want to comment. We're going to get your feedbacks. So right after this commercial, come back, stay tuned. Right after this commercial, our special guest. Don't go nowhere. Right after this commercial. Hey everyone, welcome to I'm the CEO Show. I am your co-host, Eric Robinson, aka The Soul Motivator. And today, I'm joined by my co-host,
Mr. James Burrell, a.k.a. The Professor.
And today, ladies and gentlemen, y'all see right between the two of us, we have him. None other than Dr. Malcolm Beech. Dr. Beech, welcome to the show today, sir.
Thank you so much for having me. I really enjoy coming.
We enjoy having you. Dr. Beech, I've already said it out there. The people are going to be blessed today by your knowledge. I mean, do you mind if we kind of really dig deep and share with some people some information today?
That's what I'm here for.
I love it. I love it. And also, I wanted people to get the slide so y'all can know how to get in touch with Dr. Beech. So if we can get that slide up there so we can get Dr. Beech, how to get in touch with him, we want to make sure y'all get this information. But Dr. Beech, for those who don't know you, who is Dr. Malcolm Beech? Because I had a chance to come to one of your events last week, and it was I was just blown away.
Well, actually, probably wear a lot of different hats, but for today's show, let's talk about entrepreneurship. In other words, I've been an entrepreneur now for 44 years. And, so over those 44 years, I got a lot of stories about a lot of different businesses I've been involved in. And so that's what we're here to talk about today. How do you operate a business? As you say, financing is extremely important. And I can tell you the story about my first business opportunity.
Okay. Well, let's jump into that, because now, before we go there, you said 44 years being an entrepreneur. So,
yes.
So you was in business when the word entrepreneur wasn't a cool hip word then.
Well, we were in it early. I mean, when I graduated from Morehouse College in Atlanta, came to Washington D.C. had a job with the telephone company.
Okay.
And we did that for about 6 years. So it was 6 good years, management job and marketing. Met a lot of people, and I became very socially oriented. What I mean is we started throwing parties. We had a little club called Smoke Limited, and we had parties all over town. And eventually we decided we need to have our own building, our own facility. And that's when we started our own building and own business in 1975.
Wow. Okay. And do you mind sharing that business?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna tell you all about it. I mean,
So we got you.
I can really talk about that. I mean, that's it's an important story for a lot of reasons. First reason I said we were already we had a social club, so we were making money throwing parties all over town. Every time we'd have a successful event at a restaurant, they would kick us out and say that they want to get on the door and take the money,
Okay.
So we were throwing discos, that's what we were doing. We were innovators in the disco business. We'd have movies, we'd have food, and of course the DJ dancing, and so we really lit the town up. We think that we changed DC from being a house party town to being a club town, where people started coming out and the disco was
so you made that change. I know I was watching one of my partners and looking at his history, and I was like, I knew there was a shift before his shift. So you was that shift.
Yeah, we brought them out. We brought them out so they could party on a regular basis. But our particular so after we did that, like I said, we had to find our own place, and we said, well, we gotta raise some money, because that's the whole idea. We had some money, but it wasn't enough money. So we had a party, New Year's Eve party at the Washington Plaza Hotel. We had rented out all 3 ballrooms and the whole second floor. We were trying to get about 1,500 people to come in and pay $25 all the food and drinks that you could consume, and it was from 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. the next morning. We were real serious about it. And what happened was, instead of the 1,500 people that we were looking for, 5,000 showed up.
Wow.
And this was December 31st, 1974. And so with that money, that was the nucleus of our capital fundraising to actually open up our club in June of 75, and it was called the Foxtrap Town Club.
The Foxtrap.
16th and R Street, Northwest. It was a 5-story mansion, private club. We had 10,000 members. And it was more than just a club, a nightclub. I mean, we had different activities on different floors. We had something called the Congressional Black Caucus Lounge on the first floor. That was like a bar and a lounge area. We named it after the Congressional Black Caucus.
Okay.
And they actually came. In other words, the caucus showed up there, and so that, of course, drew a lot of other high-level people, folks that we didn't really know. We had a guy, a publicist named Ophir Dukes, who was #1 black public relations guy in the country, and he's the one that tuned us into that.
Okay.
But the business in putting it together in terms of the money, the important part is we went to the banks that we have been dealing with all these years with the discos and tried to get a loan, and they said no, we gave out all our black loans this year. You know, it was really disheartening because we had a cash flow was pretty good. So we had to raise the money equity. So we ended up with 18 different partners, limited partners in the group, and we raised $200,000.
Wow.
To actually do the club.
I want to pause right there because you said some things. Now, I know, James, you want to jump into this, but a lot of our listeners, you said you came up from Morehouse and you got a job and you start being sociable. Let's start there because you could have just took the job like most people and just stayed on the job and worked the job, and you started networking and building networks. And so what made it in you to realize, hey, this networking was a key? Where was that spawn from?
You know, that was just, I guess we were lucky. We were sociable people. My partner, Bill Lindsay, and I, you know, we were always promoting things, going to parties. I mean, we really went to parties. Out of 52 weeks, you know, 52 Friday nights, we only missed one night where we didn't go to a party somewhere. And when I say we went to the party, we're talking about 5 carloads. Okay. Us, the boys and ladies, you know, where's the party? We'll go this one. So we were seriously into the party. We did cabarets, you know, it was we did everything in terms of the social area, and we enjoyed it. You know, my background coming up from Morehouse, I was chairman of a social and cultural affairs committee. You know, which meant that I threw all of the parties on campus had to come through me. The concerts, student concerts, you know, we did Last Night in the Pips, we did Nina Simone, you know, so a lot of those, and homecoming, all the homecoming activities so I was really into the social area anyway. Okay. And even when I did the interviews for the jobs, I always asked the interviewer, is it all right if I open a club on the side? You know, because I didn't want to get anybody to get in trouble. They said, yeah, as long as it doesn't interfere with our corporate image. So that was good, you know. And but with the Foxtrot, economically, it was what I call black-on-black economic development. In other words, all of our investors were black, our employees were black, our customers were black, our landlord was black, and we paid our taxes to the black city government because you just got home ruled at 1975. You know, so that was a real good economic experience for us.
So Dr. Beech, what does I have 2-part question.
Sure.
What does capitalism mean to you?
Okay.
And what made you decide to become a CEO for yourself? Because you seem very entrepreneurial from your Morehouse journey on.
Yeah. Well, let me start off with the first question. I think it's very important that people realize that our economic system in America and really around the world is called capitalism. The 4 pillars of capitalism are land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. Those 4 things, you can't survive without any one of them. All 4 of them, you have to have it.
Okay? Wait a minute, Dr. Beech. I just need you to slow that down.
I got to take a note on that one, James. You making me want to have to write that one down.
Dr. Beech, I'm going to need you to slow that down and repeat that one more time so people can get this out here. I need y'all to get this. Pay attention.
This is the 4 pillars of capitalism. We're in a capitalistic economic system. If you're going to be in that system and expect to play and win, you have to have these 4 pillars: land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. Without those 4, you got to have all 4 of them, not 3 of them, 2 of them. No, you got to have all 4 of them if you're going to be successful and be able to play in the game. Okay. Now, we can go through the definition. Land. Now, what is land? Land is, we know land is real estate. Okay, but land is also a lease on some real estate. You got to have a place. Now, a lease is something that gives you some time. You sign a lease for 10 years, 20 years, so you know you're going to be in that place. Even if you don't own the place, you know you got a right to be there. So that's the land part. Okay. Land is also important when you go to the bank. You know, you need collateral. So I would advise all your listeners to really think about getting some real estate collateral on the side to help your business, okay? Labor. You got to have good people that work for you. I mean, it's at the point now in business, it's called human capital. You know,
Okay.
you got to have good people that are willing to work hard. It becomes the productivity of the employee that makes you profitable. Okay, so that labor part is extremely important. Capital. You got to have money. You can't, I was talking to some people the other day, and they got all these grand ideas. I said, but where's the money? Where's your money? You got to have some money in the deal. I know people, I'm going to sweat equity. Sometimes that works. Most of the time it doesn't. You need to have some capital. As I told you, with my first business, we raised $200,000 in 1975. That was a real tough thing to do.
That's a couple coins.
We had no debt. It was all equity, and it was painful, but we went ahead and did it. It was fortunate that we had some money. My partner and I, Bill Lindsay, we had some money because we had another business. The promoters, we were promoters, and so we did have some money. But it helped to show other people that we had put some money in it, so then they felt a little more comfortable about being investors in the deal too. So capital is very important. Now, after we were been in business for 3 to 4 years, then we get bank loans. Like, okay, I need a loan. Okay, we were opening up other places.
Okay,
it was no problem to get a bank loan because we had a track record. In other words, in 1978, we did $2.2 million. In that particular, that was a lot of money in 1978.
A lot of money in 2018, 2019 too.
Yeah,
well, let's be honest with you.
And so, but that was the kind of thing that we could get a bank, Riggs Bank. I said, well, we're going to buy this other business down. We bought a restaurant down on L Street. It was called Tiffany's, and it was one of those deals that we put very little money into that deal. Because we had one investor, and then the rest the bank took care of, and that when we bought the place. So I'm just saying to you, the capital is very important. You got to have a good relationship with your banker. Like Riggs Bank's loan is 3 different loans. We want to remodel the Foxtrot, call up Riggs. Okay, no problem. So that banking relationship is very important. And entrepreneurship. This is who you are, An entrepreneur is the one that takes the risk and the one that works harder than anybody else. Don't ever think that just because you're the CEO that doesn't mean work. There are many days.
Come on now.
There's many times that I worked 10 days in a row, 12 hours a day, till I just fell out. I couldn't work anymore because you got to close the gap. You're the CEO. You're responsible for making this whole project successful.
Now, I want to backtrack a little bit before us. You mentioned in your first project you had 18 investors.
Yes.
I want to speak to that because how do you get 18 investors? Where do you get the mindset? Because there had to be some kind of structure or some kind of way that you kind of put this together to allow 18 people to say I can invest into that. A lot of people got this watching. They trying to start their own business, their project, and they want somebody to invest into them. But
we're talking about with 2 things: family and friends.
Okay.
You got to start out with family and friends, which means what? My mother and my wife.
Okay.
They were part of the 18, and then friends. At a telephone company, we had a lot of friends because we were successful. We had a lot of social activities, so we had a few of those folks, and then we did what we called investor meetings. We had we called them under construction parties at the building so people could see that we were actually going to have a business and what it was going to look like. Okay. But like I said, we were very social, so we were always networking and talking to different people.
So what did those terms look like? I'm trying to raise funds. What kind of? Do you mind giving us an idea of what does that term look like to an investor? They say they get equity into it, or it's a you invest and I'm going to pay you dividends. What does it look like for somebody?
Well, there's 2
for the way you did it.
In terms of funding, there's 2 ways. There's debt funding and there's what's called equity funding.
Okay.
Debt funding there's a fixed rate of interest that you're going to pay on a particular loan, and you pay that back over a certain period of time, whether it's 1 year, 2 years, or whatever it is. The equity is when you actually get some ownership in the business, and that is when you declare profits. Then you split the profits up among the equity investors.
Okay.
So, you might, hopefully you can get 20% return on your investment or 25%. If things go bad, you may get 10% or nothing, but you ride with the business. Depends on how successful the business is in that particular time period.
Okay. So then it sounds like people didn't have to trust in your ability to even structure a business to make it profitable.
Yeah, I mean, we
y'all had a track record.
Yeah, we always recommend that you have a lawyer, you have an accountant, an insurance agent. You need professionals to advise you on how to set up the business, so you'll know what to expect in the long term. Whether you want a LLC, whether you want an S corporation, or you want some type of a partnership. So the legal structure is also very important. That's why I say you need a lawyer involved, and the same thing with an accountant. You need somebody to make sure your books are going to be in good shape. That's one of the other pleasures that we had after 2 years, and when I got to that $2.2 million, we got audited by the D.C. tax office, man, and they stayed in there for a week. This is after being in business for 3 years. They stayed with us for a week, and man, only thing they came up with was $55.
Wow.
So we were so happy that we were doing it right. But we had 3 people working in the accounting office, and one of them was a CPA.
Well, we're going to take a quick commercial, Dr. Beech. We want to come back and talk more about this capitalism because you broke down the 4 pillars. If you're watching, tune in, tell somebody, comment, and we want to hear some of your comments on this commercial break. What's some questions you may have for Dr. Beech? Because as you see, he's a lot of knowledge. Some of y'all are partying today in the DMV because of this gentleman right here.
Yes, sir. Dr.
Beech laid the foundation, and now he's going to change your life too. Again. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, welcome to I'm the CEO Show. I am your co-host, Eric Robinson, aka the Soul Motivator. And today I'm joined by my co-host,
Mr. James Burrell, aka the Professor.
And if you've been listening, ladies and gentlemen, we're here with none other than the guru himself, Dr. Malcolm Beech. Dr. Beech, you've been breaking down this capitalism on a high level.
Yes, sir.
And again, I want to thank you. But you talked about these 4 pillars. We got a lot of people just tuning in. Can you go over those 4 pillars again? Because you keep knocking my socks off, and my mind is just like, wow.
Yeah, we're talking about the fact that today's business environment is very important that you understand that we're in a capitalistic economic system. Capitalism, the 4 pillars of capitalism are land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. The land, of course, is the actual real estate that your business is located on or that you lease from a particular landlord. But you've got the rights to that particular location. That's what you run your business out of. Labor are those employees, good employees. You need people with innovative ideas. The productivity of your employees is what makes the profit for your particular business. Capital, you have to have money. I mean, this is every business starts and lives off of money, whether it's the capital you initially start to open the business with or the cash flow that you try to make that payroll on Friday. You got to be on top of the money. So you need money to invest in your business, and you need investors and you need a banking relationship. So that you have a line of credit to help you when you have those bumps in the road. It's rare that there's a situation that once you start in business, you're going to make the same amount of money every week. That never happens. Okay, you have to be prepared for the bumps in the road, and that's why we say the capital management is very, very important. And then the fourth one is entrepreneurship. That's you. You are the one to take the risk. You're the one that's going to make the decision. You got to have that vision of where you want your company and your business to grow to. And this last thing I want to tell everybody, remember this, have an exit strategy, okay?
Whoa.
The idea in business and in life is not to be, it's wonderful to be self-employed. It makes you feel good, but that's still a job. You working for yourself, but it's still a job. You want to be financially independent, where you can work if you want to, and if you don't, you can go to the beach. So that's the ultimate goal. Not to own your own business, but to be able to create an asset that you can sell and take the money and go to the beach. Okay?
Ooh, Dr. Beech. Oh, you're talking about, you're down my lane now. We deal with a lot of business owners with our company, IMCO. We have talked to a lot of entrepreneurs. And I'm hearing you breaking down those 4 pillars. I have in my idea what I hear most people focus on. And to me, I see most people probably focusing on the entrepreneur. I got a great idea. I got this. In your history, what do you see where a lot of people lack? And we're talking about even minority businesses or not minority business, but where do you see people lack in those pillars? Are you people usually evenly distributed, or they're missing some things?
Well, the pillars are there. That's like the fact of life. What you have to have when you're operating a business or starting a business is a business plan.
Okay.
You have to plan to be profitable. Not just successful. I don't know what that is anymore. I used to know what that is, but now it's just bottom line profits. You have to be profitable every single period of time, whether it's a quarter or annually. And that has to be your focus, is to be profitable in business. So when you say what people need to think about, they need to have a business plan that they can look at those numbers and make sure the numbers are going in the right direction. They have to be familiar with the marketplace. They have to know, well, who else is out there? What are they doing? What is my market share going to be? You got to start dealing with issues like market share. Just to open up a business and you don't know where the market is, where the customers are, and what percentage of those customers are going to actually buy from you, you're going to be lost. You go in the wrong business and you lose all your capital because you don't understand the market and what the market is. So the market share is very important, and your ability to deliver a product or service that is above everybody else's. You can't come in here lukewarm, half something, You got to be top of the line, whatever it is. You got to be the top of the line delivering the service, the quality service or product that the market needs. Because right now it's so competitive out there. Any business, you're taking a big risk because it's rough out there now.
Whew. Lester, what's your take on that, brother?
Man, I'm just sitting here. My mental note collection is just on fire right now. Man, Dr. Beech is just laying it down. And Dr. Beech, I just want to piggyback on something you said. About the market, like you said, you have to find your market share.
Yes.
Like, please break that down, because a lot of people might not understand that term, market share.
Yeah. Let me say this, and it's like it's a realization that all entrepreneurs and CEOs need to have when you're starting a business. There are people out there spending money every day. They're not spending it with you because you're not in business yet, but they're spending money every day. What you got to figure out is how are you going to get them to spend money with you? Okay? So the market is 100%, but you got to figure out, what can I get out of that? Can I get 1%, 2%, 5%? Because that's what your revenues are going to be, a percent of what you think. So you have to know what the market is. When you do a business plan, what's required is that you look at the market and see who else is doing the same thing that you're doing. Do some research. How much money they making? How much you think they're making? Then you got to say, well, how much of that can I get? In other words, when we were in the nightclub restaurant business, we just went out and said, we're going to dominate the market. We're going to be the best of the best, and we're going to get all the money. All right. That sounds greedy, but that's not. What happened? We ended up buying and selling more Heineken than any other restaurant in town.
Wow.
Heineken. And the same thing when you start talking about some of the other VSQ, a lot of the top of the line stuff. You know, the wholesalers were glad to see us come and get a refill. You know,
Sure they were.
but so we had a good idea as to where we stood in the market, and we had to maintain that particular position. So we had to constantly do promotions. I was telling somebody, you know, the first 6 months, hey, man, everybody was rolling, couldn't even get into place. But then when you saw it start to go down, when the sales started to go down, you said, oh, my gosh, I'm panicked. But fortunately, we were promoters.
Okay.
So we had to come up with an idea every week, you know. When you're doing promotions, you got to constantly come. And that's what we did. We had a special promotion 252 days out of the year. Out of 365 days, we had come tonight is black and white night. Come tonight is pajama party night. Come tonight for something else night. You know, constantly pumping and pushing and promoting.
See, James, I know you. I just want to say this because, and you said something earlier, Dr. Beech, and we always talk about this. We use the word success a lot. You know, success in your business, and we always had a conversation, and we always like, well, success is relative. You know, what's success to you? What's success to you? And you just broke it down and said, bump success. Really, let's talk about profitability.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the words a lot of people don't want to talk. Like, I've been doing what I'm doing, but I ain't profitable. And we want to say, I got my passion, my heart, my sweat equity behind, but it ain't profitable. Talk to that. Some entrepreneurs don't want to look at that profit statement. Maybe because, I don't know, in life, some people don't want to look at the bank statement and realize they in the red.
Yeah. No, you have to be profitable. I'm working with some people now that are trying to raise large amounts of money, and the financiers, they just want to show me 3 years of profitable financial statements. Because if you're not making a profit, it don't matter how much you're making, but you got to be making a profit if you're in business, or else you need to go get a job. You know, I mean, I know it sounds harsh, but you really need to think about what you're doing. And the thing about it, you don't have to get into business to figure that out. Your business plan should tell you that you're going to be profitable. You should know when you're supposed to be profitable. I'm not saying you got to be profitable from day one, but some point, whether it's 12 or 15 to 18 months down the road, you got to make that first dollar profit. You know, you got to be profitable if you're going to be in business. Otherwise, you got a hobby. You're doing something they like. It feels good, you know. But you spending somebody's money. I don't know who.
Woo, Dr. Beech, and I think that hurts a lot of people going entrepreneurship. They got significant other, a spouse, a family member who's a silent investor. Don't even know they're a silent investor
Right.
because it's coming out of the household funds.
Right.
And they're looking at, I'm supporting your hobby, and you're passionate calling your business, and I don't know.
Yeah. But I'm saying that the advantage you have with a business plan is that you can see that. You know, the business plan is real close to the reality in terms of what's going on. And if you have financial statements every period, whether it's monthly or quarterly, and you get the advice of your accountant or your lawyer to tell you, hey, this is going right or it's not going like it should have, you know, you got to talk to people, you know, and not just try to keep everything doing it by yourself.
Whew.
That teamwork, that's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
And it sounds like being upfront, Jane, because you can have a team of, and nobody wants to talk about the numbers. You know, you can have a bunch. You have 20 people in your team, and y'all all feel good, but ain't nobody talk. Let's talk about that. Let's go talk about the minority businesses. Now, I want to talk about that because you talk about building, and you've done some major projects. I looked in and seen that, you know, the Washington Convention Center. You had a hand in helping people with that. Can you speak on that?
Yeah, we had an organization during that time called the Minority Business Coalition. It was a group of about 40 of the top business owners in Washington, D.C., top contractors. And so we had a track record of being able to understand procurement with the D.C. government. And the Washington Convention Center, they were building this new $800 million convention center. And the board of directors and the general manager wanted to assure that minority business got a piece. At that time, it was supposed to be 35% of the contracting dollars that went towards building that convention center. And so they hired us for a 2-year contract, $220,000 a year, to give them advice And we did more than just advice. I had to I had to train their procurement staff on how to meet the goals. In other words, not just say provide the people with information, but we're going to have to structure some steps in your procurement process to make sure we met that 35% goal. For example, we know that there was no manufacturers in Washington, D.C. of chairs for the convention center, but it turns out there was another need. Somebody had to put the chairs together. Somebody had to store the chairs until the convention center needed it. So we had some warehouse and some other stuff that we could do. And so there were a lot of things like that we had to change the normal procurement things around and show that the general contractor didn't have to do everything. We had to break it up so that some smaller pieces could go to the minority contractors. And I had to, we had what you call pre-bid conferences. Before you bid on a contract, you would explain to the different contractors, what's coming up and what's to be expected. Well, I had to get on the phone, a day or two ahead of time and wake these guys up. Come on over here, man. You got to do this, So the extra push, is what, and we went to every single ward of the city and put on an outreach, to tell people what was coming down the road. We had the council member from that ward in there with us, and of course the convention center managers there to try to get the community to understand that this is for you. You can participate, but you got to show up.
I want to talk about that because what I'm hearing you say is there's some money set aside, but sometimes people don't know what's available. They're not at these high level meetings, and so they just used to they're not used to participating on that. Am I hearing you say like, hey, there's maybe ways?
It's a lot more to, and now it's a lot more competitive than it used to be.
Okay,
you have to get forecasts. In other words, for the government agency, they forecast what they're going to do. Then you got to find the one that you're interested in. You got to follow up meetings with the people even before the RFP, the request for a proposal, comes out. You have to be in touch with the people that are actually going to let that particular contract opportunity and find out what they really want to know. What do they want to hear? And get some feel for the amount of money that they think is a reasonable bid on that thing. And then you got to make sure they feel comfortable with you, that they feel that you have the capability and the capacity to perform at the highest level that's expected. Because if they don't feel comfortable with you, you're not going to get the contract.
So it sounds like some networking going on. So this is not just submit a bid online on the computer. I'm sitting at home just submitting a whole bunch of bids and thinking that it's going to come across somebody's desk and they can say, oh, minority business. Let me send it over to ABC company.
No, that's part of what we do with the ProBiz networking. In other words, our organization puts on an annual event we call ProBiz, Small Business Procurement Conference, every year, and we bring in these procurement officials from the federal level, the state level, and locally the D.C. government and the different counties, Montgomery County, Prince George's County, and let them talk one-on-one with the potential contractors and find out what the real deal is, and what they're expecting and what they want. And so you as a contractor, you almost have to do that. They need to know you and you need to know them because different questions come up and you want to be able to get them answers so you can do a proper bid. But there's billions of dollars, $10 billion in procurement dollars out here that you could get if you just knew what to do.
Wait a minute, Doc. Before these people get these dollars, I need you to break down what procurement means.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of people, I know you watching right now, you like, what is procurement? He keeps saying procurement. Explain to him what does procurement mean.
And procurement is, the difference is very simple. In the retail business, you're selling, one piece of candy at a time.
Okay.
You get the candy and it's $1 and that's it. With procurement, somebody's going to give you a contract to buy 10,000 pieces of candy over a period of 12 months or a period of 5 years. Now what? Now you know that you've got some income coming in every month. You can hire people. You can plan your own asset growth. You want to think about, instead of leasing the building, you might want to buy the building that you're in. You think you need some new equipment, some new trucks. Well, you got this contract for 5 years. And so now you can plan your future, of what you're doing. And the procurement dollars allow you to hire people. You're talking about the community, people in the community that need jobs and work. They're looking for the entrepreneur to hire them. That's your responsibility as a business person, is to hire people. You know, only in our community, only 10% are going to be entrepreneurs, and maybe 1% will be successful entrepreneurs. So the other 90% rely on entrepreneurs to keep our economy going.
Wow.
And the money, the thing about procurement, especially government procurement, that's what really cracks me up, is you don't realize this is your money, your tax dollars. You don't have to be shy about this.
Wow.
You understand? I want a piece of the deal. It's my money.
So
my grandmama's money.
So hold on. It's kind of like when you saying, like, when I go apply for my tax refund, I'm getting back my own money.
Yeah.
So if I'm in business, I can go find these government dollars and get back my own money, my grandmama, my aunties, my community's money.
That's right. And it's a fight. Let me just tell you, it's highly competitive. The worst thing in the world, that's what we were fighting about with our organization, with the Minority Business Coalition and the DC Chamber of Commerce, is that people from Wisconsin to come in here and get a contract. What? How you get Prince George's County dollars, DC government dollars? You know, $700,000 going to Wisconsin, going to Kansas, because you can't find nobody in DC. Nobody in DC and Maryland are interested. That doesn't make any sense. The only way to get rid of poverty is to have more money. You know, when you start talking about in our community, we so poor, we ain't got this and that. You ain't got enough money.
Man.
Why is crime so high? You ain't got enough money.
Come on, dog.
Why is the school system not teaching you? You ain't got enough money. You don't have these problems in neighborhoods where the money is right.
Man.
I mean, it ain't about white and black, really. It's about the money. If the money is right in your neighborhood, you're not going to have crime problems, poverty problems, education problems. You know, so you got to figure where's the money. And I'm saying the biggest money is in procurement, government procurement, because it's your money. They spend billions of dollars. And you right here in Washington, D.C., come on. That's where the money is. That's where the decisions are made. How can you not walk across the street? I mean, think about it. You could walk across the street and go to a cocktail party and run into the guy that gives out the contract. But if you out in somewhere in Kansas City, you can't do that. But you right here in Washington, D.C., where all the contracting decisions are made, and you don't even walk across the street to have a drink with the guy that's giving out the contract.
Whew, we're going to take a commercial break. We definitely going to come back to this one. Because, oh my goodness, at this commercial break, we on fire. Fire marshal might shut us down.
Yes.
Man, we're going to blow the end up on this one, Doc. Whew, right at this break. See y'all soon.
From my experience, the ball goes flat for everyone, and many of these athletes aren't prepared.
The biggest thing for college athletes that I've seen and that I've experienced is really maintaining that scholarship. You know, there's no such thing as a 4-year scholarship. I never knew that before.
As far as the college process, it would be a benefit if coaches were able to educate me on the process. So that's something that I'm finding out that we're having to do on our own.
I wish there was an app that could walk me through the NCAA clearinghouse.
I find myself always wanting to rely on coaches. I don't want to do that. I want to be able to do it myself and help my son through his journey on the field and off the field.
When I was in school, it always felt like my parents were nagging me about my grades. I had the fastest track time in the district, so I just knew I was going to get a scholarship. When it didn't happen, I was devastated. Not only was my sports career over, but I was also not accepted into my college of choice.
If I had an app that would teach me about sports, I would love it.
Whether you like it or not, sports is a big part of our lives. In the U.S. alone, 36.2 million students grades K through 12 participated in sports for 2016. Did you know that high school participation has increased for 28 straight years? Youth athletics is now big business and is estimated to generate over $15 billion in 2017. The time and financial commitment to compete and succeed is greater than ever before. Unfortunately, 3 decades later, the same question remains. Why are so many athletes continuing to fail? Welcome to Smart Jock, the premier youth athletic company. At Smart Jock, our dedicated team has created the perfect blend of new technology, education, and real-life experiences to revolutionize the world of sports. Our company's mission is to make every athlete better. A few of our products and services include Smart Jock apps, Smart Jock IQ, Smart Jock workshops, Smart Jock online classes, and Smart Jock media. We need your help to bring this to life. So many families are in need of Smart Jock and they don't even know it. We can't do it without you, the fans, to give us that boost to get started. It's kind of like having the home field advantage. Your donations matter and every dollar makes a difference. To support our team, visit www.smartjock.net. That's www.smartjock.net. Remember, Smart Jock is not just a slogan, it's a way of life.
Understand economics.
Hey everyone, welcome to I Am the CEO Show. I am your co-host, Eric Robinson, aka the Soul Motivator, and I'm joined by my co-host,
Mr. James Burrell, aka the Professor.
And in case you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by none other than the guru himself, Dr. Malcolm Beech. Dr. Beech, I'm telling you, I almost didn't want to go to commercial. I was going to pay for the break myself because you've been laying down some fire. And for those who don't know, we've been talking about procurement, and you broke down what that meant, capitalism, minority in businesses. But I want to go back a step. Mm-hmm. You talked about relationship. Right. You're saying when it comes to some of this funding, it's about relationships. When did you understand that was the game? That there was people who are building relationships and there was people who was missing that? When did you always know that, or when did you really recognize there was a disconnect?
Well, yeah, I was saying to you that Bill Lindsay and myself, when we started our promotion group, Smoke Limited, it was built on the employees at C&P Telephone Company. They were our first customers because they knew us and we knew them. We see them all the time. We just said, "Well, come on by," Mm-hmm. And we sold tickets to the cabaret to our friends. Okay. So the networking relationships have always been fundamental to any business activity that I've done. And it's the same thing now when you talk about procurement. Over a period of time, I tell you, we've been doing pro-biz conferences. Well, we get to meet all of the procurement people, and we talk to them on the phone. And so they come to the next conference, and everybody feels comfortable about providing the information, because I say, don't just come here to talk to these people. You got to give them some opportunities. Tell them what's going on. So all of that, even in my pro-biz business, it's networking that's important. That's why we call it a pro-biz network, because you get to meet people that can help you in your business. You can't be an island, all by yourself all the time.
And I had a chance to attend the last ProBiz conference, and I got there towards the end, but I was blown away because I didn't know what to expect. I'll tell you that. But when I got there, I was meeting people, and I'm like, "Oh, you're actually with the federal government. Oh, you're with OPEC." And these were individuals, and it's like, these are the decision makers. And I'm like, I'm talking to them face to face, and it's just like, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know. I'll be upfront. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what does that person of procurement look like. I'm thinking maybe it's some computer or some robotic person, but these was individuals who have influence. And I'm looking around. I'm saying to myself, why ain't everybody here? Like what? Like everybody should be here if you're trying to do business.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we just have to, think about it. When you're in business, you have to reach out to the marketplace in various different ways. Just like on your show, more people need to come on your show and do advertising with you, because they need to get the word out that, hey, I'm in business, and I've got a product or service that will be beneficial to you, and so you got to let people know that you're in business and what you want. You got to always be able to ask for what you want. You never get it if you don't ask for it. You got to ask for what you want in life, and especially in business.
I want to go back to your conference. I noticed you had some major sponsors. I was seeing some sponsors, some major companies. Did they just come to you, or you actually have a team, or you actually reached out? Because there was some major billion-dollar companies.
We were very fortunate to have the support of some of our sponsors. Verizon Industrial Bank, Washington Suburban Sanitary Commission, and quite a few others. And it was. Over the years, you develop these relationships, and Purple Line Transit Partners are building, a new Purple Line subway system, and so you people hear about what you're doing, and then you approach them. You got to pitch. I'm out knocking on doors, making phone calls every day, trying to get new supporters and sponsors for ProBiz. And if they feel good about what you're doing and they believe and understand what you're doing, then they support you.
Okay. Let me run for I see over there, Professor, your wheels turning. For the viewers out there, how can they get a part? What can they do to be connected to ProBiz? What should the viewers watch?
Well, you can also just check our website. It's www.probiznetwork.org. And that tells you a little bit about the activities and events that we have. And just be in touch. I mean, we try to have events every quarter. And hopefully that will build up to the point where you come to our annual conference. The next conference is July the 30th at the Silver Spring Civic Center in downtown Silver Spring.
Okay.
July the 30th.
Now, I was told, one young lady, when I first got this shit, you got to come December the 3rd. We're having a holiday party. She was like, we're having a holiday party December 3rd. And I hadn't met you at the time, Dr. Beech. She's at the front desk, and she says, listen, you want me to, you got to come December the 3rd. I'm like, I can't wait till December 3rd. I'm getting ready to go crash the party right now. So that's what I did. I came a little late, and I crashed the party. Yeah. But she said, you got to come to December 3rd. You got to be there.
Yeah, this is one of those phenomenals that we really, really appreciate. It's the Foxtrot Reunion. We talked about this club. The Foxtrot closed. It opened in 1975. It closed in 1986. But we've been having reunions on a regular basis. So that meant that there was some goodwill somewhere along the line where people enjoy themselves and they want to revisit those memories, even though it was 44 years ago. So that's what's happening December 3rd at the Silver Spring Civic Center. Okay. And I do want you guys to show up.
We were sure because it didn't register to me when she was saying the Foxtrot Reunion. She was like, the Foxtrot Reunion, and it didn't register the Foxtrot. I was like, that's an odd name. I wonder how they just do that, because I didn't know who Dr. Beech was at the time. And now it makes so much sense. Foxtrot Reunion, ladies and gentlemen. You can go to, because there's a website you can go for people who want to.
Yeah, foxtrapforever.org. FOXTRAPPE. Forever, FOREVER.org. And you can register for the event.
And we're going to make sure you get your ticket. Make sure y'all get the link before we watch it. We're going to put that out there, because I want to see y'all there too. So it's that you need to connect with those people there.
Yeah, I mean, it's excellent networking opportunities. And, I think you enjoy yourself. Have a good time. I mean, this is the social part, You got to do that as well as the business part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Dr. Beech, I wanted to ask real quick. Tell us about your expansion into Africa and why Africa and why not?
Africa is really jumping off the hook in terms of the market. 6 of the fastest growing countries in the world are in Africa. Okay, Africa's population is 1.2 billion. Okay, they need everything. It's a growing middle class. And they love America. So everything they see on television, all the advertisers, they want that too.
Okay.
And of course, they love African Americans. We're part of the diaspora. We're part of Africa. Okay. Through all this growth, there are business opportunities, and what we're trying to do here is to get involved with that. The United States government has issued a new policy called Prosper Africa. Prosper Africa seeks to coordinate the resources about 15 federal government agencies to try to help do deals in Africa, okay? Now, what does that mean? That means that America is going to finance deals in Africa. This is something they haven't done before. The real reason is because China's kicking our butt over in Africa, okay? And America don't like that. So they saying, well, let's get organized, let's go back over there. What we're trying to push is the fact that the diaspora in America, we got 50 million people that came from over there. 400 years ago, we started coming, okay? And we're going to go back and do joint ventures with our African brothers and sisters, and we're going to start making some money. And it's going to benefit us as well as it benefits them. We have the talent and the experience. They're just coming into this the opportunities there, okay? And we bring in the money. Okay, that's the other thing. You can't go to Africa with no money. You got to go with the money. And we're saying that we're going to bring the money and do the deals in Africa. Our market, we talk about market share. Our market share over here is shrinking. You know, the African, we start all of the programs, the set-aside programs, minority business programs, and now we're on the bottom of the list. Asians are gone. The Latinos are ahead of us. We're in last place in terms of everything, the procurement, and of course the white women took over the minority thing altogether.
Ooh, you just laid that one down so smooth. Like we talk about building minority businesses. So hope y'all caught that. So let's talk about this Africa thing. So what I'm hearing you say is there's U.S. funds,
yes,
for companies to go over and provide services to Africa if they know how to find them.
Products and services, absolutely.
Products and services. Wow.
I mean, it's the kind of thing that I won't say we didn't know about it, but we didn't think about it. But some of the larger companies are really kicking butt over there. Google's over there, Microsoft, everybody that you can name in the top 100, Fortune 100, they're over there doing business, making money. And like I said, there's still more to be made. And we need to get involved in it because, like I said, the folks look like us. You see the people in Africa, man, your brother, cousin, sister that look just like you. I mean, without a doubt. I mean, until you open your mouth and you got that accent coming, you would not know. So this is your family, man. It's a family thing you need to get involved in.
Wow. And it's starting to come full circle, Dr. Beech. I heard one of my business partners, he's a coder, James Al, he was saying his, he has provided medical equipment to over in Africa. They got some doctors came together and started doing some deals and some contracts providing medical equipment over there. And at the time, I'm not medical technical, so it didn't register to me, but he's from Ethiopia, so it was, he's like, hey, I'm just going to give back. And now I'm hearing you say, it's like, wow, okay, I didn't see it at first. It's just something, sometimes you get so set on what's going on in your block, in your neighborhood, that you don't see global. Before we go, I want to talk to you about that because you talked about sometimes we don't walk across the street and sit down with the procurement people, and we don't think about expansion. What can you say to people to help them open their minds and see opportunities out there?
Well, like I said, first of all, you just got to decide what you want, and then you got to figure out where it is, and then you got to just make a determination to go get it. I mean, nobody's going to give you anything. Like I said, life and business is very competitive nowadays. And you have to be more aggressive than you've ever been before if you want to be successful and profitable, because it's not coming easy. Like I said, all of the programs used to have affirmative action, whatever, integration, all of that is over. Now you got to get out there and hustle, and you can do it. You got the talent, and the energy, but if you want something, you got to go get it.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from you have it. Dr. Malcolm Beech, live on I'm the CEO Show. Please share this with somebody. Tell some people. Follow us on YouTube. Follow our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel is the CEO Sales Academy. We're launching January. We're coming out with our CEO Sales Academy, teaching you how to sell, network, and everything you need to promote your business and services. You can get it right here on I'm the CEO Show and at the CEO Sales Academy. And we got Dr. Malcolm Beech, none other than the CEO, president of ProBiz Network, and the guru on business and entrepreneurship. Thank you, Dr. Beech, for being on here this show.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
See y'all next week. Be right back.
From my experience, the ball goes flat for everyone.